Most people spend their entire lives working hard, yet real wealth always seems just out of reach. They earn money, pay bills, and hope that someday things will improve. But years pass and little truly changes. The truth is that building wealth is rarely about luck or talent. It is mostly about habits, decisions, and long-term thinking. Unfortunately, most people unknowingly follow patterns that quietly prevent them from ever building lasting financial security for themselves. One of the biggest reasons people never build wealth is lifestyle inflation. As soon as income increases, spending increases as well. A better phone, a nicer car, a larger apartment. These upgrades feel deserved after hard work. However, each new expense slowly consumes the extra money that could have been invested. Another reason is the obsession with quick results. Many people want financial success immediately. They search for fast profits, risky investments, or shortcuts that promise instant rewards. When those plans fail, frustration replaces patience. Fear also plays a powerful role in preventing wealth. Investing can feel uncertain, especially for beginners. Markets move unpredictably, and news headlines often focus on crashes and losses. Because of this fear, many people choose to keep their money idle. Another hidden problem is the lack of financial education. Schools rarely teach how investing works, how compounding grows money, or how to manage risk. Without this knowledge, people often rely on guesswork or follow trends. Debt also quietly blocks the path to wealth. Credit cards, loans, and constant payments consume a large portion of income. Instead of money working for the individual works to repay borrowed money. Many people also underestimate the power of time. They delay investing because they believe they will start later and they earn more. But every year of delay reduces the potential power of compound growth. Social pressure can also prevent wealth building. Society constantly encourages spending. Advertisements promote luxury, convenience, and status. People compare themselves to friends, co-workers, and influencers. Another mistake is focusing only on income instead of assets. A high salary alone does not guarantee wealth. If all earnings are spent on lifestyle expenses, financial progress remains limited. Impatience is another silent obstacle. Building wealth requires years of consistent effort. Investments grow gradually, not instantly. Many people abandon their strategy too early because progress appears slow. Another reason many people never build real wealth is the habit of reacting emotionally to money decisions. When markets rise quickly, excitement pushes people to buy at high prices. When markets fall, fear convinces them to sell. This cycle of emotional decisions slowly destroys long-term progress. Wealth builders learn to stay calm and follow a consistent strategy, rather than reacting to every change in the market. Many people also confuse consumption with success. Society often measures achievement through visible possessions. Expensive cars, luxury clothes, and large homes create the image of wealth. But these items are usually liabilities that require constant spending. True wealth is often quiet and invisible, built through assets that generate value over time rather than through things that lose value. Another barrier is the belief that investing requires large amounts of money. Because of this myth, many individuals delay starting. They assume investing only matters once they earn a high salary. In reality, small amounts invested consistently can grow significantly over time. Starting early with modest contributions is often more powerful than starting late with large amounts. Short-term thinking also prevents people from building wealth. Many financial decisions are made based on immediate desires rather than long-term goals. Choosing instant comfort instead of future stability slowly weakens financial progress. Wealth requires the ability to delay gratification and prioritize future opportunities over temporary satisfaction. Another common mistake is constantly chasing the latest financial trend. New investment ideas appear everywhere, promising extraordinary profits. People jump from one opportunity to another without a clear plan. This behavior often leads to losses and instability. Long-term investors usually succeed by following simple strategies, rather than chasing every new trend. A lack of patience often destroys potential wealth. The process of building assets can feel slow at first. Early growth may appear small and unexciting. Because of this, many people lose motivation and abandon their strategy. However, those who continue despite slow beginnings often experience significant growth later as compounding begins to accelerate. Another obstacle is the failure to track personal finances. Without understanding income, expenses, and savings, it becomes difficult to make informed decisions. Many people simply hope their financial situation will improve without measuring progress. Wealth builders usually monitor their finances regularly and adjust their plans when necessary. Many individuals also underestimate how small daily expenses accumulate over time. Frequent spending on minor conveniences may feel insignificant in the moment, yet over many years these small costs can equal large amounts of money that could have been invested. Awareness of spending habits is an important step toward long-term financial growth. Another reason wealth remains out of reach is the belief that financial success depends entirely on external circumstances. While the economy and opportunities certainly matter, personal habits still play a major role. People who take responsibility for their financial decisions often create better outcomes than those who blame circumstances alone. Finally, many people never build wealth simply because they never create a clear financial plan. Without defined goals, strategies, or timelines, money is easily spent rather than invested. A clear plan transforms vague intentions into structured action, making long-term progress far more achievable. Another reason people fail to build real wealth is the constant desire for upgrades. Each year brings new versions of technology, cars, and lifestyle trends. Marketing encourages people to replace things that still work perfectly well. While these purchases may seem harmless, the repeated habit of upgrading slowly drains resources that could have been invested for future growth and stability. Many people also rely entirely on their job for financial security. A salary provides income, but it rarely builds true independence on its own. When income stops, the financial flow stops as well. Wealth, however, usually comes from assets that continue producing value over time. Without building these assets, financial stability remains fragile and dependent on constant work. Another hidden obstacle is procrastination. People often know they should save or invest, but they delay taking action. Days turn into months, and months become years. Each delay quietly reduces the amount of time money has to grow. Starting early is one of the most powerful advantages in finance, yet procrastination prevents many from using it. Many individuals also underestimate the importance of consistency. They may save money for a few months and then stop when other priorities appear. This irregular behavior interrupts the growth process. Wealth building requires regular contributions and steady habits. Even small investments made consistently can outperform larger amounts invested sporadically. Another reason wealth remains rare is the lack of long-term perspective. Markets move up and down in the short term, and these fluctuations often create anxiety. People focus on daily price movements instead of long-term growth. This short-term mindset encourages frequent buying and selling, which often damages overall investment performance. Some people also avoid financial planning because it feels complex or intimidating. The language of finance can appear confusing, and this discourages learning. However, building wealth usually relies on simple principles: saving regularly, investing consistently, and allowing time for growth. Ignoring these principles due to fear of complexity keeps many individuals from progressing. Another obstacle is the belief that wealth is only for a small group of fortunate people. This mindset discourages effort and long-term planning. When individuals assume success is impossible, they rarely develop the habits required to achieve it. In reality, many financially successful people simply follow disciplined strategies for many years. Many people also struggle with impulse spending. Modern technology makes purchasing extremely easy. A few taps on a phone can turn a temporary desire into an immediate transaction. Without careful awareness, these frequent impulses reduce the money available for saving and investing, slowly weakening financial priorities. Another reason wealth is difficult to build is the lack of clear financial priorities. When every desire feels equally important, money becomes scattered across many small expenses. Wealth builders usually concentrate their resources on long-term goals, instead of trying to satisfy every short-term wish. Finally, many individuals ever build wealth because they underestimate how powerful steady progress can be. Small improvements may seem insignificant at first, but repeated over many years they create remarkable results. The difference between financial struggle and financial strength often lies in the quiet accumulation of consistent decisions. Another reason people fail to build real wealth is the habit of comparing themselves to others. Social media constantly displays images of luxury, travel, and expensive lifestyles. Seeing these images creates pressure to spend in order to appear successful. Many people begin making financial decisions based on appearance rather than long-term stability. This comparison trap often leads to unnecessary spending that slows wealth creation. Another obstacle is the lack of emergency savings. Unexpected expenses happen to everyone. Medical bills, car repairs, or sudden job changes can appear without warning. Without a financial safety cushion, people are forced to use debt or sell investments too early. These interruptions break long-term financial progress and make it harder to build lasting wealth. Many people also underestimate how powerful compounding really is. At first, investment growth appears slow and almost unnoticeable. Because early results feel small, some individuals lose patience and stop investing. What they fail to realize is that compounding becomes far more powerful over long periods of time, especially after many years of steady contributions. Another common mistake is believing that financial success requires perfect decisions. In reality, wealth building does not require perfection. It requires consistency and the willingness to continue learning. Even experienced investors make mistakes, but they recover by staying focused on long-term goals rather than dwelling on short-term errors. Many individuals also underestimate the influence of daily habits. Small routines repeated over many years quietly shape financial outcomes. Spending slightly less, saving slightly more, and investing regularly may seem minor at first. However, these small behaviors accumulate over time and eventually create large financial differences. Another barrier is the constant search for excitement in investing. Some people will expect investing to feel thrilling or dramatic. When progress appears calm and steady, they become bored and begin chasing risky opportunities. True wealth, however, is often built through simple strategies that may appear almost boring but remain reliable over time. Many people also focus heavily on earning more money while ignoring how they manage what they already have. Higher income can help, but poor financial habits can erase even large earnings. Wealth depends not only on how much money someone makes, but also on how effectively that money is managed and invested. Another quiet obstacle is the belief that financial planning can wait until later in life. Young adults often assume retirement and wealth building are distant concerns. Yet the earlier someone begins investing, the more time their money has to grow. Delaying these decisions removes one of the most powerful advantages in personal finance. Some individuals also struggle with staying committed during difficult economic periods. Recessions, market crashes, and uncertainty can create fear and doubt. During these moments, many people abandon their plans completely. However, long-term investors often understand that difficult periods are temporary parts of a much larger financial cycle. Finally, many people never build real wealth because they never develop a long-term vision for their future. Without a clear picture of financial independence, it becomes easy to focus only on short-term comfort. A strong vision provides motivation, discipline, and direction for the many small decisions required to build lasting wealth. Another reason wealth remains difficult for many people is the habit of ignoring small opportunities to improve their finances. Simple actions such as negotiating expenses, reducing unnecessary subscriptions, or investing small amounts regularly may appear insignificant. Yet these small improvements accumulate over time. People who consistently make small financial adjustments often create stronger long-term results. Many individuals also underestimate the importance of financial discipline. Discipline means continuing a strategy even when motivation disappears. Some months saving money feels easy, while other months it feels difficult. Those who succeed financially usually maintain their habits regardless of mood or temporary challenges. This steady behavior gradually strengthens their financial position. Another obstacle is the fear of making mistakes. Some people avoid investing entirely because they worry about choosing the wrong strategy. Ironically, this hesitation can become the biggest mistake of all. Doing nothing allows inflation and missed opportunities to slowly reduce the value of savings over time. Many people also believe that financial success requires extraordinary intelligence or special knowledge. In reality, most wealth-building strategies rely on simple principles: spending less than you earn, investing consistently, and allowing time for growth. The challenge is not complexity, a commitment to repeating these basic habits for many years. Another hidden reason people fail to build wealth is the lack of long-term patience. Financial progress often feels slow in the beginning. Because early growth appears small, some people assume their efforts are ineffective. However, Those who remain patient long enough often experience the powerful acceleration that comes from years of accumulated investments. Some individuals also struggle because they focus too much on avoiding every possible risk. While caution is important, avoiding all risk can prevent meaningful growth. Money kept entirely in safe but low-return places may fail to grow enough to build real wealth. Balanced risk, combined with long-term thinking, is often necessary for progress. Another important factor is the absence of clear financial goals. Without specific targets, saving and investing can feel meaningless. Clear goals provide motivation and direction. They transform abstract ideas about wealth into practical steps that can be followed over time. In the end, most people never build real wealth not because it is impossible, but because their daily habits quietly move them in the opposite direction. Small spending choices, delayed investing, and short-term thinking slowly limit financial progress. Those who reverse these habits and stay consistent over time often discover that building wealth is less about luck and more about disciplined decisions, repeated for many years.